Bob Clancy, back with you from Walker Manufacturing. Ryan and I have a couple guests with us today for a new segment called Pile of Parts. It's like it sounds, there's a pile of parts. We're gonna talk about where they're from, what they do, why they're awesome. Ryan, who we have with us?
Yeah, my older brother Ted. Ted's our lead engineer at Walker and executive vice president. Does a lot of product design and a lot of manufacturing work, but he's also my best friend. It's good to have him on the old video today, Bob.
Yes, sir.
And then next to Ted is Stephen Haag. Stephen's our engineering manager, really devoted to new product design, product optimization, really involved in the manufacturing of lawnmowers. Good to have you guys here today.
We saw Stephen the other day on a video when he was going through the C23i test production. So Stephen, his team, underneath Ted's direction as well, coming up with new products. What do we have on the table? These are C23i parts. There's no rhyme or reason
lots
on
of parts.
what they are.
They are beautiful.
All right, guys, so here's what we're gonna do.
We got a lot of work to do.
We're gonna go through some of the parts, go through why they're good, why they're important, and why they're designed on purpose for the C23i. Ryan, why don't you just kick us off? What do you wanna talk about first? All right, fine. Stephen, actually what we need to talk about, wait, hold on a second.
What?
Let's talk about this this t-shirt you have on.
Yeah.
You may or may not have seen Ted's viral moment. I think there's like 10 million views on a shot with Ted driving a Model R with a blade, pushing sand out in our parking lot. That was a video that was part of a sales training that we do every summer. There's a ton of comments. Go find the video and read some of them. They're hilarious. Everyone's wearing headphones. They don't know why we're wearing headphones, but the reason why is because we're talking to the operators through the headphones about what's going on with the blade, so on and so forth. People who watch the video have no context. So they're like, why are all these nerds wearing safety protection while they're pushing some sand? So one of the comments, go find it, says, safety first, nerd. And Ted, your wife made this for you?
Yeah, there were a lot of really funny comments on that because like you said, the context of pushing sand on a paved parking lot is a little unclear. So there were a lot of really funny comments on it. This was our favorite one. My wife got such a kick out of it that she made me a shirt, and so in honor of that, I'm wearing it today.
I honestly feel like a safety nerd right now with my glasses on, but we don't want to break any of the rules or whatever. So we're right.
All right, I'm going to go super easy today.
That was mine. I don't know a lot, so I was going to pick that one up. Go ahead.
You can pick something else that doesn't require to know a lot. This is the intermediate chute on a C23i collection system chute design. This is something that we have just been working on. Maybe Ted and Stephen will jump in later when they talk about the blower on all the results that this has generated, but this is a really important piece of the C23i. It directs grass from the deck into the face of the blower. You can see it as it's a cone-shaped design now, so it's an expanding volume as it gets to the front of the blower. We've been able to open up the front of the blower for better performance. Also, you can see this hole here. The PTO shaft comes out the front of the C23i blower, this bad boy. So the blower shaft is the PTO shaft. That's why Ted is a nerd. He figured this out, he and my dad. And I don't want to take all your thunder there, but that is a sweet blower. This is a sweet intermediate chute, and the C23i is a sweet machine. So anyway, that's mine, Bob.
All right, good. Steven, give us something. What you got down there?
Can we keep going with the blower?
Yeah, let's keep
the
on
blower,
the blower.
We redesigned and spent a lot of effort on just not too long ago here. And there were kind of three things that came out of that update. We made a change to the design of the blower wheel, to the housing, and to the chute to try to really optimize it. When we initially released the blower, the housing here had a 6-inch inlet diameter. Let's see if I can show this well. The
Like
two
this,
halves of the housing. Right? So the housing had a 6-inch inlet diameter. You can see this is huge compared to that. So we went to 9 inches here. So give it a lot more opportunity to ingest air and material in the front. And with this, we adjusted the scroll. You can kind of see on the bottom half here, it's from the center point, it's actually expanding as it goes towards the outlet. So there's the volume that's allowed to flow is expanding. That really improved our performance on the blower.
So the expanding scroll, that literally means on the bottom part of that chute is not a perfect circle, it is expanding down below.
Right, so from the bottom center,
yes,
you're on a concentric circle, and then it starts going
bigger,
like a spiral.
Yeah, like a spiral. Okay.
Yeah.
That prevents it from clogging up and better performance. We think about what, 25% more performance out of that blower than the previous version.
On the test stand.
On the test stand.
So that doesn't include the real world, where I think we saw significantly more
so
than
real world.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
The coolest thing about this is that the bottom angle of the chute, the grass is coming in from the deck, and now it doesn't have, we've shallowed out the angle or that ramp that the grass has to flow up. So not only do we have better airflow, the material flow through this intermediate chute is so much more optimized.
Yeah, show them the front, like a front view.
Like that,
so
right?
if you were to put your head under the deck, if you could do that physically, you would see the inlet of the blower with this.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. You can come just grab one of these from us and look through it yourself.
The older design though was more offset, so that material had to change direction.
Right.
He had to hit the back of the chute and go up.
All right, so we lowered it down. The blower inlet is actually lower, and going from 6 to 9 allowed us to shallow out the bottom of that intermediate chute.
Safety first.
Nerd.
Don't put your head under the deck.
Hey, if you need that disclaimer, I mean, Ted, talk about the blower. You got your hand on the wheel. Is there something you want to talk about on that?
Yeah,
last piece of kind of the blower.
The last major thing that changed with the blower upgrade was the angle of the blades. You can see they're more swept. It increases the surface area of the blades. It improves the airflow through the blower. Really, all of this works together to drastically increase the performance of the blower. Stephen, remind me how many different iterations we went through on the test stand to optimize all of this.
So we ran 200 tests on the test stand, 203 tests on the test stand, individual cycles, testing different blade geometries, different housing geometries, different chute geometries. We did 10 distinct wheel designs as part of that 200.
Because the PTO shaft is the blower shaft, you can actually see the splined quick disconnect on the front of this. So this is where the PTO drive shaft going to the deck attaches to the machine.
Hey, guess whose office is right above the blower test stand?
Yeah, seriously.
What's it sound like? What's it sound like when it boots up?
It's C23i blower is it's a monster from our office.
Over and over. Months ago,
It's quieter, but you can just tell that a lot's going on.
I came from outside the manufacturing world before I came to work at Walker, and the sound of the previous industry I was a part of was silence.
Yeah.
And so to hear a blower wind up, to hear guys cranking out stuff, it means we're making stuff here in the U.S., which is awesome.
Yeah. All right, what's next?
Hold on, I'm not done yet. So before I have more to say.
Are you nerding out?
You got to nerd out about
proudly.
this, right?
I embrace my nerdiness.
We brought 2 engineers with us. Sorry, everyone. This is going to take a little bit.
So
You're welcome.
because the blower wheel is part of the PTO drive shaft and the RPM is fixed, we can't just speed up the blower to pump more air. So certain things about the blower are constrained, like the size of the blower and the RPM that the blower spins. And so we essentially looked at all of the things that weren't constrained and then optimized them. So the number of paddles on the blower wheel, the shape of them, the shape of the blower scroll, everything that we could optimize, we have. So
there we go.
I mean, it made that machine just an absolute monster in the grass.
It's an absolute monster.
So
Tom Hoffman, many of you know Tom Hoffman he's been around Walker for nearly 2 decades now. He's been out in the field. You've probably interacted with him at shows. So Tom Hoffman and I, a number of months ago, were out in Australia. Right after this was kind of released, right after they had taken the new design, implemented it on all other machines. We're in the worst possible mowing conditions. Thick, like 4-inch thick clover. It was just awful. Wet. It was raining. We probably had 1.5 inches of rain the day we were doing out with the dealers and doing some tests. And this thing would churn through the clover, didn't clog once, and out of the back of the machine was like this green smoothie juice. So it literally looked like a monster out there oozing green juice. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Who's up?
All right, I kind of tag team the blower thing, but I'd like to talk about the jack shaft a little bit.
There it is.
So
workout on that. There you go.
Yeah.
You want to hold that one? There's a bunch of jack shaft
So
parts
we've
under
got
here.
some of the subcomponents here too. Maybe Ryan will hold up. So the jack shaft is the heart of the machine from a power transmission standpoint. So Ryan's actually holding the shaft that goes through the bearing housing here. At the back of this bearing housing is a very heavy duty double row ball bearing supporting the belt loads of the clutch and also the belt that drives this from the motor. So the motor is driving that pulley which goes here, and then this belt or this pulley drives the blower shaft and onto the deck. So the really nice thing about this jack shaft is that it swings up out of the way for maintenance. So it's tensioning the belt, and if you need to get it out of the way, to maybe do some blower maintenance or get into the machine a little bit further, the whole jack shaft assembly pivots up and out of the way and locks in the up position.
One of the neat things about this jack shaft, this
Perfect.
shaft is transferring all of the engine power to the blower, to the transmissions. The blower is driving the deck, so this is transferring all of the power of the C23i. But one of the cool things is that there is a specific design of this shaft for strength, and this bearing in the back of the jack shaft is doing a lot of work. And so it is a shaft that's designed with margin for a specific longevity, and a lot of margin built into this system. So neat jack shaft. Thanks, Ted.
We did a lot of math.
Lots of math. I didn't do the math.
No math over here.
I didn't do the math. I did not graduate as an engineer.
Math is fun.
I know.
Math is fun.
It's not actually fun. Math is not fun. Okay.
Next time I need a shirt. Math is fun. Safety first aid, math is fun.
Bob, are you up?
Thanks, Todd.
I guess I'm up. Let's do the pre-cleaner. So, heard some feedback. Obviously, I'm in the field often with distributors, dealers, customers, and in certain dusty, dry applications. We heard that guys were kind of dusting motors, arguable on what they were doing to their air filter. On this
Air
side,
filter life just wasn't adequate.
it wasn't adequate. Guys were taking the air filter out. They're smacking it on the curb. Things you should not be doing to an air filter. But we remote mounted the pre-cleaner. Getting a clean air source has all but solved, I think, all the issues at this point. But how many iterations on this, guys? As you look at this piece, I mean, to me, being non-technical, not an engineer, very similar design, similar location to what you see on the Model T, and has been out in the field pretty bulletproof for decades at this point.
Yeah.
But anything you guys want to mention from an engineering standpoint on that? I think from a customer standpoint and usability, this one was cool to incorporate on the new C23i.
We know from decades of experience how effective the remote-mounted pre-cleaner is on the Model T and the Model D. On the Model C, we wanted to incorporate this. The configuration of the C is different, so the pre-cleaner is on the operator's left-hand side, which is a little bit different, but the key thing is that we're drawing air from a very clean part of the machine.
Yep, that's mine. I like it.
Okay.
Excellent.
I do have another question on the 3100 you have sitting there, but who's next?
I think I'm going to go next. I'm going to go with a piece of Walkerware.
Oh, there we go.
All right. Shameless plug. We have these for sale in Walkerware. If you haven't visited Walkerware lately, a lot of cool Walker merch. Made in the USA badge sticker that we put on each one of our lawnmowers on this nice mug. It is designed for coffee, really good top, good thermal performance, nice sealing. So hey, it's a good on the road mug, good go to work mug. It's a good piece of merch.
C23i t-shirt.
C23i t-shirt.
So you can wear that while you're mowing at your dealership.
Getting ready to do a merch drop this spring, so stay tuned for more. These are a couple of the nice pieces we got going on right now.
Sweet.
Talk about the 3100, Bob.
Okay,
I got it here for you.
Customers are line readers, they're spec readers. So I think there's a sentiment out there that's like, you read a spec sheet, you're a landscaper, you go and you're like, hey, I want a new machine. Oh, this one has 3100s, this one has 3400s, this one has 5400s. When you're in that middle range, the 3100s, 3400s, talk a little bit about the actual performance difference that you see in the real world with the 31 versus the 34. Because I think there's some confusion out there that 34 must be better, but that's not necessarily true. So what's the nuance we need to know about that?
I think one of the first thoughts comes to my mind is when you're looking at that spec to spec comparison, you got to consider machine weight too.
Okay.
That's a significant factor because one of the key things is what's the bearing life on the axle bearing life in the transmission. So it's not necessarily an apples to apples comparison if you've got a significantly heavier machine and lighter machine. And generally, our machines are, I would say, significantly lighter for a given transmission spec that we use compared to some of the other options out there in the industry.
One of the things about Hydro Gear transaxles, one, they're built with phenomenal quality. Two, a lot of the internal components remain the same between the models. So a 3100, a 3400, a 3800, it might have the same rotating components inside the hydraulic loop. A lot of it does come back to axle size, bearing size, axle carrying capability, and so it is a solid transmission. It's a transmission we've used for decades, and we really like it. It is the ideal transmission for the C23i.
Yeah, it's proven itself extremely well in the Model B over the last 15 years, and it's perfectly suited for the C23i in this application.
Hey Bob, this is called a snorkel.
Snorkel. What if it's a pre-cleaner?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, clearly not designed. Yeah, the snorkel, like on a sweet
Toyota,
off-road,
a Toyota Land Cruiser. If we were in Australia, they'd be running snorkels.
I still
all
want
day.
to
Another thought
Model
for you
X
on the
imported.
transmission
Yeah.
is, you mentioned this, but Hydrogear makes a really quality product. They also do extensive testing on our applications.
That's a good
to
point.
validate and give their input on, yeah, we think this is suitable or not suitable.
Yeah.
They're predicting things like life and areas of concern, and they're
may-
very confident, in addition to us, that this is a good
I mean, great
use
point I
case.
hadn't thought of was overall machine weight. So
Yeah.
if you're shopping for a new machine and you're like, oh, a 34 must be better, a 34 on a really heavy machine is probably worse than a 31 on a lighter on the turf walker.
Right.
And we say it all the time. You guys are out there. You're literally driving a machine over a living organism. So the lighter you can do that, really the better.
All right, I'm up.
Go.
One of the neat things about the C23i is the way that it's designed structurally. The C23i is very much designed to be a lasered and then bent structure. So you can see we use a lot of flat lasered components, bend them, weld them, paint them, and then they bolt together on the assembly line. So bolt together assemblies, very repeatable. A lot of these are robotically welded, CNC press brakes, some of them robotically bent as well. And C23i has really good chassis component structure, and it's very repeatable and a great machine for our folks on the assembly line to put together.
I mean, a note on that too. Is it a part like this or, a deck arm? These subcomponents of a lot of American-made products, whether it's a lawnmower or anything, a lot of these subcomponents are not actually made in America and other manufacturers. Other manufacturers will say, yeah, we're made in America. Well, they assemble them in America. They make a lot of stuff made in America. But literally, like, I can walk down to where this is at. You can walk down to where this is made. So when you have them made in the USA on here, I mean, so much of the machine is manufactured right here.
The irony of this mug.
Yeah, well, the mug itself
May not be made in the U.S. Just want to throw that out there. Don't look.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's better not
it's a
to
good
look.
point. And we also robotically weld most of the components on the C23i that are weldments. That includes the chassis, the blower, everything you just held up. So the consistency there is really
One
high.
of the stated goals of the C23i was to be primarily robotically welded, and I think outside of just a few components, we have achieved that. So it's just a really, really well manufactured and manufactured here machine.
What do you have, Ted?
Optional light kit for the C23i. So this light bracket attaches to the front of the fenders on the right and the left-hand side of the operator. A fairly simple kit installation on this. The tractor's provisioned for it, ready to go for the optional kit. We have very high brightness LEDs. They're in a good position for visibility. They're well protected. These brackets actually give you a little bit of left to right adjustability, so you can aim the LED left to right and up and down. Die-cast aluminum housing on the light itself. There's some nice cooling fins on the back to help the light run cool. This is a new light for us. You might not recognize it. It's a little bit smaller, so the wattage of this light is up, the footprint of the light is down. Helps make the overall light more compact, lower profile. We really like the beam pattern of this light, the brightness. It's really good.
Good.
All machines now got a new battery, the full bat, Walker branded, AGM. Talk about that, Stephen. What's good about the new battery?
Yeah, the primary thing that jumps to my mind is it's sealed lead acid. So not as much venting or off-gassing compared to the previous battery. It's also, we were able to consolidate it and get a little bit more cold cranking amps in a lot of our machines. We were running a few different battery sizes. Now there's just like, you need a new battery for your machine, you don't think about it, this part number, go. So far so good. It's been really, I think, a good change.
It's been a good battery. It's been really cold here in Colorado. We were under 0 degrees the other morning. Left the machine outside. Didn't think it was going to snow, but it did. And I went out and machined H38i with a Kohler big block on it. Cranked right over with that battery. So I was impressed. It was excellent. Thank you.
Good.
Who's up? I'm up. Right behind us, if you look over here, this is the C23i Relco Kohler engine. It is 23 horsepower, has fuel injected, open and closed loop fuel injected, O2 sensor. It is self-managing, and it's just been a great engine. We use the C23i platform, the same type of engine platform on a lot of our machines, whether that's Model Bs, Model Cs, Model Ts, and the Command Pro V-twin, especially fuel injected engine, is just a really, really nice combination of quality, performance, fuel efficiency, durability, and we've just been ultimately it's a small package. Power density is extremely high on the Command Pro, and it's been a great machine in the middle of the Walker mower, and continues to be something that we really cherish, this engine and what it does in the Walker mower.
Sweet. So we have a table full of C23i parts that all go into a great lawnmower, the C23i. Ryan, we were with customers earlier this week, landscapers. We were talking to them about the Walker mower, about their business. I mean, ultimately, talking about these parts, really cool. It's cool to nerd out on it. Ultimately, they all have to go together to provide a machine that can create an opportunity for you, the operator. That's why we get up every day. It's why we come to work, is to make landscapers more successful. Talking to landscapers this week with customers at a show, what was kind of your takeaway from that?
You know, our industry is very focused on machine performance, and machine performance is the result oftentimes of the things that you put into a lawnmower in this case. And as we design lawnmowers, we really care about the components. We know our industry, you love the components of a lawnmower, and we do too. And it's fun to go through, and as we design something, just to get really intimate with the things we're putting in it, from electric clutches from Ogura, or transaxles from Hydro Gear, or air filters from Fleet Guard, Cummins. I don't know, go down through the list, from batteries to belts to engines to stuff we make here, stuff that's painted gray and yellow, metal that is cut and bent at Walker. The components of the C23i are thoughtful, and they are in this machine for a specific reason. And it's something that is real, like having a lot of them on this table has been really fun to talk through and think about. And yeah, it's just been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
so
totally.
I know you care about it, we care about it, and keep talking to us, because we're trying to always pick the right thing to make your work more successful. And it's something that we really value in the machine.
Whether you run a Walker mower or not, I want you to think about the brand that you run, whether it's a Walker, maybe somebody else. Walker, I think, is a product company that tries to support customers, tries to go out and get people through marketing to know about. A product company that goes out in the marketplace versus a marketing company that tries to make a product. Yeah. And that sounds simple, but the industry's full of a lot of great marketing companies that just kind of make the same thing. It is super cool to look at the pile of parts, what make the Walker different for the right reasons. Yep. Guys, what are the thoughts?
If you have any other questions on any of these components, comment on this video. We read the comments.
Safety first, nerd.
Clearly.
We make shirts about comments.
Yeah, so if you've got a pithy comment, we'd love to hear it. Otherwise, Stephen?
I would pick your favorite part.
Pick your favorite part of the table.
Pick your favorite part.
No duplicates. I'm going first because I'm starting. Go. It's got to be the blower housing for me. 200 tests going into this. Super proud of this design and the effort that's made by our team of engineers to optimize this and make it as high performing as possible.
Yeah,
that's good. Bob?
All right, I'm gonna pick a piece of the jack shaft, which is this bearing housing right here. I've seen guys literally down the line take calipers and make sure that it's totally within spec, within how many thous. It's because the air temperature changes, metal changes, and to see the guys recognize the air temperatures change, want to make sure that part is exactly within spec. I mean, we wouldn't get that if we didn't do this ourselves in this factory set. Yeah. That's my favorite part.
That's good.
All right.
Ted?
I've got to go with jack shaft assembly as a whole.
Sweet.
It's kind of copying Bob, but this is so important to the function of the machine. It's the heart of the machine. It works really well. Super important.
I'm going snorkel. We've always been known for good air filter quality and air filter life. The snorkel places the inlet air for the engine up in a really clean spot on the C23i, next to the operator, right in front of the catcher box. So really good engine life. This has been a good improvement, and I think it's just a really special part. That's a really pretty snorkel. Good pre-cleaner from Engine Air. So good quality there that is kind of the front side of the performance of the machine. Good air, good fuel, good spark, you make good power.
Awesome. Well, from everyone here at Walker Mower, I'm Bob, Ryan.
I'm Ted.
I'm Stephen.
And you'll see us coming up in more videos. Click like on this video if you liked it. Click subscribe if you want to know more. And like I said, like Ted said, comment on it so we know what kind of content you guys want to see next. Safety first, nerd. See you guys later.